Yo, everybody, what's up? This is the Life on the Court podcast, and I'm your host, Antoine Harris. Welcome back, and thank you for joining this episode. So, listen, today we're going to talk about self motivation, right? Sometimes we got motivating factors, and there's different motivation that we see. What about self motivation? A lot of us really lack it, honestly. So I got a little quote for you. Let's get this thing started. People will. Just got it. People will. They will hate you. They will rape you. They will shake you. And they will try to break you. But how strong you stand, that is what makes you. Okay, so what motivates you? How do you get self-motivated? I mean, there are two types of motivation, right? And those two types are intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation, right? So let's talk about the first one. Just being proud of yourself, feeling progress, seeing progress, gaining knowledge or intelligence. And the extrinsic motivation is just to get a job, to pay those bills. Maybe getting into the right school, right university, making your parents proud, your spouse proud, your children proud, maybe your community proud, or proving how smart you are, right? So when you talk about those different types of motivators, they're both important. The extrinsic motivation helps you turn your ideas and ambitions into goals. The intrinsic motivation is more powerful. There are the things that you are in control of, whereas the extrinsic motivators are outside of your control. Anybody who's listening, have you been in a position where you wanted to turn your ideas and ambitions into goals? Once you have those goals set, did you make a plan? Did you make a plan to achieve those goals? And on that journey to achieve them, like going back to last week's episode, who did you become in all of them? Now, I think it's important that you have some sense of self-motivation. Someone's not going to always be there to help you do these things. Someone's not going to always be there to save you. You may not be able to access YouTube to get your favorite motivational speaker or your favorite inspirational speech to help you. But furthermore, you'll have to dig a little deeper. Like inside, that's the time where we really, really start to become that person that we intended to. Like everything could be backed up against us, push us against the wall, push us back in the corner. What is it that you're going to do? Or what is it that triggers you, that helps you come out swinging and achieving those goals at a high level? Like that is, in a sense, life in your court. I call it the Life on the Court podcast, but we're trying to help you. I want to help you with life in your court. And it's how to be self-motivated. For me, like it were things in my past that, I've done to put myself in an interesting position. And there are people who have said, and I've heard the church about, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that. It added fuel to my fire. It added logs on the fire just to keep it burning. That's just burning sensation inside, just to be successful and to prove people wrong, and in return, prove yourself right. There are some people right now in your life, or maybe some people that the church are happening. And they're thinking that you're not going to make it through, whatever it is. But you have the power. You have everything inside yourself that you need to get to the next level, to get that thing done, to achieve that goal, to achieve that next task in life. So again, we're in quarter one. It may get off to a rocky start. Like I said before, what are you going to do in 2022? Because no one can stop you but you. All right. That self motivation. Some of the stuff just in my background. I look at every single day, my calendar, the things that I've achieved in my life. Yeah, it's in the past. Does it motivate me now? No, not really. Just kind of good to look at. Got a good background. But what motivates me are the new challenges that I face every single day. As a man, as a small business owner, as a father, the challenges every single day is what helps motivate me, keeps me self-motivated, right? I don't need anyone else to come and pat me on the back and tell me how good I'm doing. I really don't need any of the naysayers to say how bad I'm doing or how I'm not going to do this. But what I do know is the battle that I have is within. And I can win that battle, but just continue to push forward, press towards the mark of the price of the high calling, right? So that's my little gospel song coming into play. But as we go through life, I can't help but say it enough, right? No one's there. No one's going to be there to help you all the time, right? So just think about some of the. You know what? I'm just going to give you guys a couple of probably exercises to do, right? When it comes to success and failure. One of the things you want to do is like, all right, what happened? Like one time, just you can write this down. One time when I decided, one time when I had a success, I set a goal and I achieved it. So then ask yourself, what happened? Right? Then ask yourself, what were the causes of your success? That journaling, right? You want to be able to keep track because when you get to a place where you have it or you get stuck, you want to look back on those things that helped you succeed. What about one time when I had a failure? I set a goal and I didn't achieve it. What happened? What were the causes of your failure? What was the causes of my failure? So when you have that written down and you're able to go back and look at those things, the success, the failures, and what it took to get there, I think you'll better understand and better have an idea of how to self-motivate yourself because you have the proof of what you did, what caused the success, what caused the failure. So that's just a quick exercise that you guys could do to just help you with your self-motivation. Managing your self-talk. Sometimes we could self-sabotage and not achieve the goals or the tasks that we are trying to do or supposed to do because we self-sabotage. But practice, here's another tip, guys. Practice changing your perspective. Practice changing your focus. Changing your language. What do you say to yourself? Right? What do you say to yourself? Is it those things that's going to progress you? Is that positive? Or is it negative? It's going to keep you stuck in that rut place, that rugged place, that cold place where you don't want to be. Instead of focusing on those past mistakes or possible future mistakes, focus on what's happening now, what's happening in the present. Okay? We can always, talk about the past and project to the future. Sometimes it's good when it comes to that self-motivation to just be present with yourself, with your thoughts. Okay? It's no harm in doing that. Or what is the harm? If you have an answer, what's the harm in doing that? Maybe just hit me up, because I don't see the harm in just being still. There's value in just being still and just listening to your thoughts, right? Instead of focusing on the weakness, what you're not so good at, focus on your strengths, the things that you're good at. Write down a couple of things that you do well. Even in this process to, motivate yourself. Again, journaling, being able to look back at the formula that you can create for yourself for success. And you will also see the formula that has led to the failures. A lot of times we could, in life, just focus on the outcome. Right? When you put in all this work and you don't get the outcome you thought you were supposed to get, so I got something else for you guys. Instead of focusing on the outcome, the end result, focus on the process that you're engaging in. Like I said before, you are building your own formula for success. As you do trial and error, as you fail, as you succeed, you're building your own formula for success. Because all of the gurus, they can have different formulas that could be successful, but it's probably not for everyone. But when you do things with yourself and you write things down for yourself, I feel like you have a better chance of succeeding because you know what works for you. Okay? So, last question. What are you doing now that you enjoy doing, that you put effort into? What is it? These are all questions that you can ask yourself throughout this week. These are all things that I gave you areas of focus for this week as it pertains to self-motivation. All right, so look, we've got all these tips, tools, and strategies this week that's going to help us with our self-motivation, maybe become a little bit more self-motivated. So let's do it. All right, let's do it. What time than now that we can do these things? Okay, what better time than right now? So, listen, that's it for this week's episode of Life on the Court. I hope that this information on self-motivation has and will help you with life in your court. So until next time, listen, do what's best for you and be unapologetic about it. Okay? So for more information on the Antoine Harris Group, just visit www.antoineharris.com. To get more episodes of Life on the Court podcast, just go to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and now YouTube. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.